Since hot photographers don't gatekeep, I'm going to be showing you how I edited this photo right here from this raw image right here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Amanda. I'm a concert photographer. I post a lot of editing tutorials, tips, and tricks on my Instagram and my TikTok. I'm back again with another Central Cee editing tutorial. This time, this is from his New York show about a few weeks ago. First things first, I will be opening up my photo in Lightroom, of course. Honestly, I kind of like the lighting that is on this already. My only issue is that you cannot clearly see his jersey, but the photo before it, you can clearly see it, which I like. So I'm going to be taking this and putting it on this photo right here. So I am going to edit this in Photoshop. Okay, now that I have it in Photoshop, I'm going to bring the other photo in. Then I'm going to be outlining right here. Command C, Command V. And then since I don't need the other layer, I am going to remove it. Then I'm gonna place it in where I think it should have been. I feel like that looks okay for now, but I think I'm gonna just perspective warp it just a little bit to make it a little more accurate. And then I'm gonna replace it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the eraser tool and I am going to go around the edges very lightly to make sure everything is smooth. Usually when I do this, I have the opacity pretty low just so that it blends in more smooth. Then what I'm gonna do with this image, just because it's not like super in focus, see, as you can see right here, the only thing that's like really in focus is like the cinch and then his face. I really liked this photo, so I'm gonna try to make it work. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Command C, Command V, and then I will be adding a radial blur to it. I usually keep it pretty low, like around 10. And what I'm gonna do on the top layer is I'm gonna go back to my eraser tool. Then I'm going to be just doing the more important areas. Again, I'm gonna have the opacity pretty low for this, around like 50%. I mainly want his face to be seen. This gives this the kind of like slow shutter effect, so I feel like that looks pretty good. And then what I'm gonna do is have the cinch and just like a little bit lower on the jersey. Now I'm gonna throw this back into Lightroom so that I could edit it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do File, Save. Once I save it, it'll throw it back into Lightroom for me. Now that this is in Lightroom, I am going to crop in on the image just a little bit. I'm going to add my Lightroom preset in. I believe for this one I used PL05. It looks a little wonky. So I'm going to be cooling down the temperature just a little bit, and then I will grab a mask of the background just because it's a little too dark. Anyways, it's a little too dark, so I'm going to turn up the highlights and the shadows just a little bit. And then the jersey is a little too dark for me, so I'm gonna just grab a mask of the jersey. I'll turn up the exposure and the highlights. I really want the whites to pop. Then I will grab a mask of his face and his hand right there. The highlights are just maybe a little too high, so I'm gonna turn down the highlights just a little bit, add some contrast, and then I'm gonna turn down the saturation a little bit to try to fix his skin tone. And then I'll add a little bit of warmth. I feel like we're pretty much almost done here. Next, I'm gonna add some finishing touches. I'm gonna see if some of the streaks come back. Yeah, kind of like that. Just add a little more color. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more editing tutorials. Bye!